Long before Siddhartha Gautama was born into our world, the path he would later walk had already been laid down by countless Buddhas of the past. Their lives, their realizations, and their compassion formed a vast spiritual lineage, one that stretched far beyond the memory of kings or the written histories of civilizations. This ancient line of enlightened ones is described in the Mahāpadāna Sutta, where we hear of the Buddhas who came before, including the great Buddha Vipassana. In those times long past, the world felt different, quieter, more open, as if nature itself leaned in to listen to the teachings of the awakened. The Buddha Vipassana was born into great royalty, but even in his youth, he sensed the fragile and fleeting nature of all things. Like Siddhartha would, much later, Vipassana renounced comfort and privilege to discover a truth beyond aging, illness, and death. His awakening and compassionate teaching established a pattern, a kind of spiritual blueprint that future Buddhas would follow. This lineage mattered because it showed that enlightenment wasn't an accident or a miracle. It was a possibility for beings who sought truth with sincerity, courage, and wisdom. Each Buddha rediscovered the same universal law, the Dhamma, as if uncovering a hidden treasure buried beneath the suffering of the world. And every rediscovery reminded humanity that liberation is real. Centuries later, in the kingdom of the Sakyas, this vast lineage quietly prepared for the birth of another great one. Queen Maya, known for her purity and gentle presence, experienced a dream unlike any other. She saw a radiant white elephant descend from the heavens and enter her side. In ancient symbolism, this dream was a sign of a being of immense spiritual power, a Bodhisatta choosing his final birth. The world may not have known it yet, but destiny had begun to move. Not long after, in the gardens of Lumbini, under flowering trees and the soft shimmer of spring, the Bodhisatta was born. Legends say that as soon as he entered the world, the earth trembled gently, lotus flowers blossomed beneath his feet, and a serene silence fell over the garden, as if the natural world paused in reverence. His parents named him Siddhartha, meaning the one who achieves his purpose. It was a name that held both hope and prophecy. Witnesses described an unusual stillness in the infant's eyes, a quietness that felt far too deep for a newborn. Many took it as a sign this was no ordinary child. And yet, even in those earliest moments, no one, not even the wisest sages, could fully predict the profound journey he would one day undertake, nor the transformative truth he would bring to the world. The ancient lineage had chosen its next bearer. The wheel of Dhamma was preparing to turn once again. In the years that followed the wondrous events at Lumbini, Prince Siddhartha grew into a youth of remarkable composure and quiet depth. Although raised in surroundings of comfort, nurtured by affection and guarded from all unpleasant sights, there remains in him a natural tenderness towards all living beings and a sincerity of heart that sets him apart from his peers. His father, King Suddhodana, wise of ancient prophecies that foretold either a universal monarch or a fully awakened Buddha, arranged that the young prince should be shielded from every trace of sorrow. For the king hoped that Siddhartha would choose a royal destiny rather than the solitary path of renunciation. Thus, the prince's life was surrounded by exquisite gardens, halls filled with music, and attendants trained to preserve an atmosphere of unbroken delight. Seasons were softened, sights curated, and the smallest signs of decay quietly removed. Yet, even within this carefully woven tapestry of pleasure, the prince felt the subtle stirring of inquiry. There were moments when his gaze lingered on the horizon, as though listening for something the human ear could not catch. For though sheltered, he was not blind, and though adorned with ornaments, his heart remains light and uncomplicated. One day, seeking a change of air, Siddhartha journeyed beyond the palace grounds. It was during this outing that he encountered the first of the four sights. A man bowed with age, frail in movement, his body trembling like a reed in the wind. The prince, having never before seen old age, asked his charioteer Channa whether such a condition waited for all living beings. Channa answered simply, "Great Prince, this is the fate of all who are born." These words fell upon Siddhartha with the weight of a hidden truth revealed. A quiet unease stirred within him, like a seed beginning to crack open under the pressure of its own awakening. On another day, he witnessed the second sight, one afflicted by illness, suffering in body and breath. Again, Siddhartha asked whether such affliction was the common lot of humanity. Again, Channa confirmed that disease spares no one. The prince felt compassion rise in him, deep and immediate, as though suffering in another was not separate from himself. During the time he held the third sight, death, a lifeless body, carried by mourners who wept in sorrow. Here the prince understood the unyielding law that governs all conditioned things, and though he returned to the palace, the fragrance of the world no longer held its former charm. His thoughts turned inward, steady and clear, toward questions that none around him could answer. Then came the fourth sight, a wandering ascetic, serene in bearing, detached from the world, yet luminous with inner peace. In this figure, the prince glimpses a possibility, a path that leads beyond the incessant cycle of birth and death, a life dedicated not to pleasure, nor to grief, but to understanding. With this vision, the prince's resolve was strengthened, and the palace, though filled with beauty, felt as insubstantial as mist before the rising sun. Not long after, Siddhartha's life took a decisive turn. A son was born to him, Rahula, whom he loved deeply. Yet the joy of fatherhood did not dispel his contemplation, for in his heart he understood that even a father's love could not shield a child from suffering. It was at this time that Siddhartha realized that remaining within the palace walls would no longer allow him to pursue the truth he sought. In the silence of night, by compassion for all beings, he resolved to renounce his royal life. Accompanied by Channa, he rode beyond the city to a quiet forest glade. There he removed his ornaments, cut his hair, and exchanged his princely attire for the simple robes of an ascetic. Handing his possessions to Channa, he said, "Return to Kapilavatthu. Tell my family I seek the deathless." Thus began the great renunciation, a departure not of despair, but of courage, compassion, and the noble search for liberation. In the months that followed, Siddhartha rose out renowned teachers of his time. First, he went to Alara, who taught the refined state of the sphere of nothingness. With diligence and clarity of mind, Siddhartha mastered achieving this quickly, even equaling his teacher. Alara invited him to remain and lead the community together as equals. Yet the prince, now a seeker of truth, sees clearly that even the most subtle states of concentration did not uproot the seeds of suffering. They were peaceful, yes, vast and luminous, but not liberation. With gratitude, Siddhartha took leave. Then he went to Uddaka Ramaputta, who included him in the sphere of neither perception nor non-perception. Again, Siddhartha mastered the teaching with remarkable ease, attaining its highest absorption. Uddaka offered him the position of teacher, saying that none surpass him. Yet once more the Bodhisatta saw that this attainment, though exalted, did not lead to the end of birth, aging, and death. Thus he continued his search, guided not by dissatisfaction, but by unwavering discernment. At the time, the Bodhisatta joined 5 companions who practiced severe austerities. Together they undertook practices meant to conquer the body through deprivation, extreme fasting, breath-holding, and disciplines that pushed the limits of human endurance. Siddhartha excelled in these practices with astonishing commitment. His body wasted away, ribs standing out like the ruined beams of a collapsed house, his flesh reduced to skin stretched thin over bone. Yet, though his body weakened, his clarity did not. He observed that such torment brought neither wisdom nor liberation. Exhaustion clouded the mind, pain narrowed perception, suffering did not end suffering. Then a moment came that altered his course entirely. While meditating in this weakened state, Siddhartha recalled a gentle memory from his youth, the day he sat beneath the shade of a rose apple tree, watching his father perform the ploughing ceremony. In the quiet of that moment, his mind had entered a natural, effortless calm. The first jhana, free from desire and ill will, tranquil and pure. That state had arisen without pain, without force, without the distortion of austerity. In reminding this, Siddhartha realizes a profound truth. This is the path to awakening. Yet, when he attempted to rise, his body collapsed. He was too frail even to stand. It was then that Sujata, a kind village woman, offered him a bowl of milk rice, thinking him a forest spirit who had blessed her. The nourishment revived him. When the 5 ascetics saw that he had accepted food, they believed he had abandoned the holy life and left him in disappointment. But Siddhartha knew otherwise. He understood that neither indulgence nor self-mortification could lead to awakening. The true path lies in the middle way, a balance that calms the mind, steadies the heart, and opens the door to wisdom. And so, strengthened in body and renewed in purpose, the Bodhisatta set out alone towards Uruvela, to the foot of a great tree, where he will make his final effort. The night of awakening approaches, though none yet knew it. As the Bodhisatta approached the quiet grove of Uruvela, he felt in his heart a serenity of certainty unlike any he had known before. The land was peaceful, embraced by a clear flowing river, with soft grass underfoot, and a great tree standing tall and unwavering. Its branches spread wide like the sheltering arms of compassion itself. Seeing this place, the Bodhisatta thought, indeed, this is a fitting place for one who seeks awakening. He arranged a seat of grass beneath the tree, later known as the Bodhi Tree, and sat down with a steady and resolute heart. As the sun lowered beyond the horizon and the world entered the stillness of night, he made a solemn vow. Let my skin, sinews, and bones dry up. Let my flesh and blood wither away. I will not rise from this seat until I have attained supreme enlightenment. With this unshakable resolution, the Bodhisatta entered meditation. His mind became calm, collected, and unwavering, like a lamp flame, untouched by the wind. The earth grew hushed, the heavens grew watchful. Even the unseen beings gathered in reverent silence, knowing that a great turning was at hand. Yet Mara, the embodiment of delusion and death, seeing the Bodhisatta's steadfastness, sought to unsettle him. He conjured storms, armies of terrifying forms, and the arrows of desire and fear. But the Bodhisatta did not tremble. With the shield of mindfulness and the sword of wisdom, he saw clearly that these spectres held no substance. When Mara challenged his right to the seat of awakening, the Bodhisatta touched the earth with his right hand. The great earth herself bore witness, trembling softly in assent. Mara's forces scattered like smoke on the wind. As the night deepened, the Bodhisatta's mind grew even more luminous. In the first watch, he remembered millions of past lives, seeing the cycles of birth and death with perfect clarity. In the second watch, he sees the arising and passing of beings according to their deeds. And in the last watch of the night, he understood the 4 noble truths, the nature of suffering, its origin, its cessation, and the path leading to its cessation. With this understanding, the fetters of ignorance were cut. The Bodhisatta became the Buddha, the fully awakened one. At that moment, the earth quivered gently, flowers rained from the sky, and the universe, vast and immeasurable, seemed to exhale in relief. A radiant serenity enveloped the Bodhi tree, and the Buddha sat bathed in the soft glow of dawn, his face calm and clear, like a still lake reflecting the morning light. For 7 days he remained near the tree, contemplating the profundity of the Dhamma he had discovered. And thus began the turning of the wheel of Dhamma. a turning that would illuminate the hearts of countless beings across ages and realms.